This section heading is called Reconnaissance and SSH Dictionary Attack. So what we're going to do in this section is we're going to walk through a hypothetical scenario. We're going to assume that Bob over here has just come into their local Starbucks breakfast shop and is on their network. Once on the network, Bob is going to go through the steps on gaining access to the router within there. So the first thing that we're going to do in this process here as Bob is we're going to go in and we're going to look to see what gateway we're using when communicating outside. So we're going to do this with route-n, and we can see over here that we're using the gateway of 1.1. So now, armed with that information, Bob is then going to run a port scan. So he's going to use nmap for this. So nmap 192.168.1.1, and by default this is going to be a TCP scan. We could run other options to see if there are any ports open for UDP as well. But again, we're kind of just keeping things simple here, just going through the motions. So we can see that there is an open port for 22, and the service has been identified as SSH. So we can see that right here. Okay, so now, armed with this information, Bob is going to try to get access through that service. So what he's going to do is he's basically going to perform a dictionary attack using a username or a login list and a password list. Now, to keep things simple in this lab, we're just going to create a small one. But if this were an actual attack, Bob would most likely download some dictionaries from the internet. So now we're going to type echo here to create our list. We're going to start or specify that we're trying to echo in a string. So we have the beginning delimiter right here. And now we're going to type *_user, USER, and then hit enter. So we haven't closed the string, so it's allowing us to enter in more. And then we're going to type *_light, *_admin, and then *_me, and then *_u. We'll close the string, we'll redirect that into a file, which stands for login list, and now we'll create a password list. So we're going to use the same method here. So echo, and then the password list that we're going to use is going to first be password, enter, and then with a capital P, and then all in caps, and then P @SSW0RD, and then P @SSW, and forgot to close that out, so I can do that here, and this is going to be plist. Redirect that into plist. So now one thing I want you to take note of here. So the correct username password combination is this, and notice how they're not lined up, right? So we've got the third option there, and it's the fourth option here. So now we're going to run Hydra using both of those password and username password lists, so both of the lists. So we're going to type Hydra, and the login list is going to be list, and then the password list is going to be plist, and it's targeted at this device and this service. So we can see that it found that extremely fast, and now we'll proceed to the next section.